I can get you from feeling frumpy and fat to looking lean in just one day. No, I can't. In fact, nobody can. Not in just one day. And being within the health and fitness industry for the last 5 years, I'm actually getting, I'm sick and tired of actually hearing and seeing these promises from people, in and outside of the industry, claiming all of this bullshit, to be completely honest. All these processes that then ultimately lead you to frustration and that yo-yo dieting cycle that I often see. Alrighty, these things in turn just leave you feeling low. They leave you feeling down on yourself, thinking that I can't do this. What is wrong with me? This doesn't need to be the case. Alrighty. So if you're new, hello, my name's Corinne, CRG Energy Fitness. Alrighty, my purpose, my aim here, I help parents build strong and confident mind and bodies to allow you to feel comfortable and confident in your own skin. I also help to eliminate any aches and pains by taking you through a step-by-step process to be able to actually identify the cause of your problem instead of just band-aiding the actual symptom. Alrighty, so going back to how to lose fat in just one day. Now, it's actually an accumulative process, alrighty? And I understand, I know we all want results fast and or faster, alrighty? We live in this instant gratification world. We can find out information by the click of our phone, Google, we're asking Siri, what's the answer to this? We fall victim to those shiny objects all of the time. And I'm exactly the same. I fall victim to these shiny objects too, So, these big headlines saying you can make X amount of dollars within your business if you just do this. And a lot of the time, those just do this, is it sustainable? No. Is it actually possible? Half the time, no as well. Alrighty. So, I get it. I understand. We're all human and there's always going to be a hope that there's going to be a better solution, a faster way of doing something, an easier way, a better solution. Alrighty. But unfortunately, there is no magic pill. Alrighty. And so often we can actually end up holding ourselves back by actually believing, let me rephrase that. We can actually hold ourselves back from achieving the results that we want by falling victim to these promises that are coming at us, alrighty, and thinking that these things, the magic pill, is what we've been longing for all along, alrighty. So that's why I want to do this video today, to help you, to save you time, save you wasting your time, and actually go through 3 habit changes that I truly believe are going to help you when it comes to actually achieving your health and fitness, alrighty, and achieving the results that you want. Thanks, guys. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Alrighty, so I'm up to number 1, change number 1 on how we can lose fat, and actually build those habits to get to the results that we want. Alrighty, so change number 1 is actually stop picking and choosing just the comfortable things from different programs. Alrighty, so often we actually just pick and choose the things that suit us and the things that are comfortable for where we're at now. So something that fits our comfort zone or meshes with what we're currently doing. So I totally get it, and I do understand that changes, they can feel scary and they may feel intimidating to do so. And so often we actually choose what's already closest to what we're already doing, which then just leads to keeping us within our comfort zone. And remember, results come from when we are stepping outside of our comfort zone. And the reason that programs work is because all different aspects or levels of this program gel together and complement each other within the steps to actually make the program work. Alrighty, so there isn't one magic exercise move, and there's not one, fat loss pill that we could take, and there's not one ultra fat loss or fat burning supplement that's available and that's going to work on its own. Alrighty, so remember, when we're getting frustrated and we're feeling as if we're not getting our results, sometimes we need to realize that it's because we're not actually doing the whole process. Alrighty, we are picking and choosing the things that seem easy and actually seem comfortable for us to do. Alrighty, and don't get me wrong here, I'm all about making things as easy as possible for ourselves. I'm a mum, myself. I look after my daughter by myself half of the week. So I'm all about making things as easy as possible, because that's going to that's going to set me up to succeed. However, I'm not promoting cutting corners to get there. Alrighty, so we need to embrace the things that are actually going to challenge us to change. Because remember, ultimately, change does require change. Alrighty, so give the program the opportunity to work, and don't just give up on it because something just doesn't seem to be working or it's not giving you instant results. Because remember, results do take time. Alrighty, and allowing yourself to achieve a different result means that you need to do something different to what you've always done. Because remember, if you're doing the same thing day in, day out, or the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same result. Alrighty. Now, change number 2. Alrighty, what we need to do is actually look at our identity. So who are we? Alrighty, who are you as a person? And actually look to tweak your current lifestyle. Alrighty, so I see way too often that parents, they want to start this whole new diet, whether it be paleo, whether it be keto, whether it be low carb, high fat, whatever the new diet might be, they jump in all guns blazing, and maybe they feel amazing for the first week because they're following the plan, they're totally motivated, and they're on a one-track horse, so to speak. However, is this actually sustainable for the long term? Alrighty, so what I always ask my clients is, when they're wanting to make diet changes or changes to their everyday nutrition, is this something that you can see yourself doing in for the next 6 months? Alrighty, if the answer is no, then I would question why you're wanting to make these changes. Okay, so coming back to results take time. So if you're going to be flipping in and out of different exercise plans, different nutrition plans, how are you ever actually giving your body and yourself the opportunity to adapt to the changes that you're making? Alrighty, and that's just been a little bit unfair on yourself, and that's really hard. We want to, as I said, make things as easy as possible for ourselves and give ourselves the best possible chance to get the best possible results. Alrighty, so it's often, wanting to cut out carbs. Like, that's a huge common, issue or thing that I see with people, with clients that come to me. The first thing they want to do is cut out all the bread or all the carbs that they eat. Now, if you're someone that loves bread or loves this food, how is that, if you're cutting that out completely and actually then restricting yourself from eating these foods, how is that going to serve you and your body long term? Alrighty. We've got to find a balance here. And if you're someone, I guess, to make this could be a really, hopefully maybe a clearer example in the sense. So when I talk about your identity, so think about the person that you are and the things that you like to do. So if you're someone that likes to go and get a beer, let's say after work, Alrighty. If then you decide that you're no longer ever going to do that, and it's something you've done for so long, how long do you actually think that that's going to last? Because you're starting then to deprive yourself of something that you enjoy doing. Alrighty. So we want to then, as I say, actually look at tweaking your lifestyle to where you're at now and the things that you enjoy doing. So let's go back to that beer example. So if you're, let's say on a Friday afternoon, you're going to have beers after work. If you're someone that would normally have, let's say, 5 beers, so we don't want to take that away from you completely. However, we still want to make changes because remember, to actually see a change, you need to make a change. So instead of maybe having 5 beers after work, let's cut it down, or let's reduce our intake and maybe only have 3 beers and have a soft drink or a water in between. Now, I understand that, to the people that do this, they're probably thinking, what? Water? I'm not having water. I get that, and it's, maybe it's not cool. I don't know. I guess that's when then you've got to ask yourself, who is the person that you are, and what type of person do you want to be in that space? Alrighty, and if that's something that you then enjoy, well, let's look at then changing some of the other things within your, like that might not be something that you look to attack straight away, so to speak. Let's look at some other changes that we can actually make within your lifestyle that are going to be sustainable and that we're actually able to keep as a routine and as a habit. Because remember, the consistency of doing these things is what's going to actually help you progress to move you forward. Alrighty, so think of it as, instead of trying to actually reinvent your whole life, let's just look at a few little things within your current lifestyle that we can start to tweak that are then going to serve you and serve you heading towards your goals so much better. Alrighty, and learn to work them in. Alrighty. So let's start with one small change that's easy to implement straight after this video. Alrighty, so pop your comments below. What are some of the things that you believe are going to be easy for you to implement? So what's a change that you're going to start doing straight after watching this video? Alrighty, so heading into now change number 3. So we've touched on already, let me just rephrase, we've touched on stop choosing just the comfortable things out of your, or out of different programs. So only doing bits and pieces here and there rather than the program as a whole. And the second change was actually looking at the identity you are. Alrighty, so change number 3 is don't ignore the weekly averages. Alrighty, so remember, it takes time to make these changes, and our body is super, super smart that it actually rolls with the change that's happening on an average as such. Alrighty, so not just, if you're making a change today and you've only kept to it for 2 days, how do you expect to then get results from that? Alrighty, so we want to implement a change and actually keep working on it and keep building on it. Alrighty, because, and we don't want to just then look at, as I say, the day to day, rather than looking at the week as a whole and then the inconsistencies throughout the week. Alrighty, so, because it's super easy to, to work really hard on one day and then feel frustrated that you're not seeing results the next. So remember, it's the law of averages over time. Alrighty, and here's something you might not know, like results snowball, and consistency is then what allows them to add up over time. So if something's happening one week, then we add a small little tweak to that again, it then snowballs from there. Alrighty, so those those new habits, those new routines that we're implementing are like building blocks that are building one on top of each other, and keeping consistent at those over a longer average of time is what's going to help to see the results that you want. Alrighty. Because too often we work super hard for a few days and keep to our nutrition plan, like 100%, we go hardcore, and then we let it slide and we might miss a session here or there, and therefore not actually recognizing or noticing the inconsistencies that are really there throughout the week or throughout the month. Alrighty. And don't forget as well, we can work really hard during the week and then just, forget how much, a weekend blowout can actually really hinder our results in that space. Alrighty. And it can really impact the results that we're wanting to achieve. Alrighty. So if you're struggling to feel as if your hard work is actually paying off, then just take a step back and look at those weekly and or monthly figures over time. Alrighty. Were you truly consistent with the workout progression each week? Were you truly consistent with keeping up with, one of those habits that you're implementing within your nutrition? So drinking that, 8 to 10 glasses of water per day, or having more vegetables with every single meal that you have. Were you consistent with those changes throughout the week? Alrighty. So we need to remember that we don't get good at what we just do every so often. Alrighty. We get good at what we do consistently. And it actually makes it a lot easier when we're doing something on a regular occurrence. Alrighty, so let's focus on actually creating those sustainable habits that allow those weekly and monthly averages to then feel balanced. Alrighty, so there is no quick fix, there is no one-day transformation, and let's just remind ourselves to actually step back and to run away from any promises that are claiming these, you can lose fat in just one day. Because remember, it's the consistency and the snowball effect of you doing things on a regular basis that's actually going to add up to those results. Alrighty. And remember, if you're someone that continually goes for those quick fixes, maybe take a step back and ask yourself why you're chasing the quick fix. Alrighty, because you only end up hurting yourself, and hurting yourself in that space, and actually then setting yourself up to fail, alrighty, when we're chasing those quick fixes, because nothing good happens quickly, alrighty. So remember, the real way to lasting results is by actually focusing on small changes within our current lifestyle and then creating it to become consistent over time. Alrighty, so results do take time, and give yourself the chance to actually be able to implement these changes successfully, and having a system in place and following it as much as you can. And this is not about being, 100% compliant. However, it is about being consistent over time. Alrighty, so if you're someone that needs that extra help, that extra push, and that extra accountability to stay consistent over time, please, raise your hand, pop your hand up and ask, reach out for help. I'm here to help you. And this is what I do. I help parents to be their best version and to really work on implementing and starting those healthy habits and routines. And it was funny, actually. I was just reading an article a little bit earlier about COVID and obesity, and how it's interrelated in the fact that if you happen to catch COVID, if you're obese, the chances of your recovery, it was saying, were up to 50% less chance of recovering from COVID if you're overweight and obese. Alrighty, and that's a really scary thought. This is a health pandemic, so it's really important that we're actually looking after our health in this space. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you found some benefit out of today's video. Please comment below your biggest takeaway, as I would love to hear from you. And if you like our video, please hit the thumbs up button, as that really just helps the reach. And it allows it to then, my reach to go further to help the people that are in need and need a little bit of extra help. Alrighty, I hope you have the most amazing day.